December 26, 2004. One of history's deadliest tsunamis crashed into the Indian Ocean coastline, claiming over 230,000 human lives. Yet at Yala National Park in Sri Lanka, wildlife officials made a startling discovery: very few animal casualties. Elephants had fled to higher ground. Flamingos took flight from coastal areas. Dogs refused their morning beach walks, all before the waves struck. Coincidence? Or do animals possess an early warning system we've barely begun to understand? Today, we're exploring the science behind animals that can sense disasters before they happen. Section 1. Elephants: the seismic sensors. Elephants can detect low-frequency vibrations through their feet, allowing them to sense seismic activity long before humans can. This ability, called seismic communication, relies on specialized cells in their feet and trunks that pick up ground-based vibrations. During the 2004 tsunami, about an hour before the tsunami hit, elephants at Yala National Park in Sri Lanka ran away from Patanangala Beach toward higher ground. Joyce Poole, director of the Savannah Elephant Vocalization Project, has personally witnessed elephants running in alarm several seconds before she felt minor tremors. But elephants aren't just detecting earthquakes seconds before, they're sensing changes much earlier. The low-frequency infrasound waves from earthquakes can travel hundreds of miles, giving elephants advance warning that humans with all our technology simply don't have. These gentle giants have become walking early warning systems, their behavior potentially saving lives in disaster-prone regions if we learn to read the signs. Section 2. Dogs and cats: the anxious predictors. In Japan, after the devastating 2011 earthquake, researchers conducted a large-scale survey. 1,259 dog owners and 703 cat owners reported unusual pet behavior, anxiety, trembling, hiding, the day before the disaster. Dogs can hear frequencies inaudible to humans. Before earthquakes, they pick up high-frequency seismic noises that escape human detection. This explains the anxious barking, pacing, and refusal to enter certain rooms hours before tremors begin. Cats, typically more independent, also show dramatic changes. They hide in unusual places, refuse to eat, or pace restlessly. Some become clingy, others aggressive, all signs that something in their environment has changed in ways we can't perceive. In China before major earthquakes, reports consistently describe dogs barking all night long and cats displaying extreme agitation. While skeptics point to confirmation bias, people remembering odd behavior only after disasters, the sheer volume and consistency of reports is difficult to dismiss. Section 3. The science: how do they know? When an earthquake occurs, it produces two types of waves of energy. The smaller P wave, or compressional wave, of an earthquake arrives just before the larger S wave, or shear wave. Very few humans notice the P wave vibration, but animals can sense it. This explains reactions seconds before earthquakes. But what about animals fleeing hours or even days before disasters? Scientists have proposed several mechanisms. Seismic vibrations. Animals detect subtle ground tremors humans can't feel. Electromagnetic field changes. Underground stress before earthquakes may generate electromagnetic signals that animals with magnetoreception can detect. Chemical detection. Pressure changes in Earth's crust release gases like radon into groundwater and atmosphere. Animals with acute smell detect these chemical shifts. Atmospheric pressure changes. Before major storms and seismic events, air pressure fluctuates in ways animals perceive but humans cannot. Infrasound. Low-frequency sound waves below human hearing range travel vast distances, alerting animals to distant disturbances. In 2016, researchers at Max Planck Institute attached sensors to cows, sheep, and dogs on an Italian farm. The data revealed increased restlessness hours before earthquakes. The closer animals were to the epicenter, the earlier they displayed unusual behavior. Section 4. Historical evidence. Ancient warnings. The earliest reference we have to unusual animal behavior prior to a significant earthquake is from Greece in 373 BC. Rats, weasels, snakes, and centipedes reportedly left their homes and headed for safety several days before a destructive earthquake. This isn't modern pseudoscience, it's ancient observation documented across cultures. In medieval Europe, chroniclers recorded livestock bellowing anxiously and trying to escape their pens before severe floods. In ancient China, texts describe how, before earth shakes, animals began to behave strangely. Snakes crawled out of their burrows even in winter, dogs barked all night long, and birds suddenly changed their flight paths. The most successful animal-based prediction occurred in Haicheng, China in 1975. Officials evacuated 90,000 people based partly on unusual animal behavior. Snakes leaving hibernation, rats running in streets, livestock panic. A 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck hours later. The evacuation saved countless lives. However, this success came with a caveat. Seismologists later determined that the prediction was based mainly on a pronounced sequence of foreshocks rather than animal behavior alone. Section 5. Birds. The sky sentinels. Birds display remarkable pre-disaster behavior. Before volcanic eruptions, they abandon nests and change flight paths, fleeing dangerous areas entirely. On Mount Etna in Sicily, researchers in 2012 recorded unusual activity among goats 6 hours before the volcano erupted. Over 2 years, scientists retrospectively predicted 7 major eruptions based on animal behavior data. Birds' sensitivity to magnetic fields, used for navigation during migration, may allow them to detect electromagnetic disturbances before earthquakes. Their ability to sense atmospheric pressure changes alerts them to incoming storms well before human meteorologists issue warnings. Farmers have long relied on bird behavior as informal weather predictors. Sudden silence, unusual flight patterns, or mass departures often precede major storms. Section 6. The limitations and future. For the most part, animals cannot predict disasters. Scientists haven't consistently recorded animals acting strangely days before earthquakes. A 2018 comprehensive review examined over 700 records of claimed animal precursors related to 160 earthquakes involving more than 130 species. Much evidence was anecdotal and retrospective. Confirmation bias is a significant challenge. The 1975 Haicheng success wasn't repeated for the 1976 Tangshan earthquake that killed over 240,000 people. Similar precursors weren't observed. But dismissing animal behavior entirely would be premature. The Icarus project aims to create conditions for an animal early warning system, using modern mini-transmitters to determine which animals respond to which events and how reliably. In Bali, IFAW's Disaster Resilience Project uses unusual wildlife movement as part of the early warning system for volcanic eruptions. While science remains unclear on exact mechanisms, this traditional knowledge continues protecting communities. From elephants sensing seismic waves to dogs hearing ultrasonic frequencies. From birds detecting electromagnetic shifts to livestock sensing atmospheric pressure changes. Animals don't possess mystical powers. They simply have sensory abilities evolution refined over millions of years. Abilities we've largely lost as we've come to depend on technology. The question isn't whether animals can predict disasters with 100% accuracy. The question is whether we're wise enough to add their behavior to our early warning systems. Modern technology provides earthquake detection and tsunami warnings. But what if we combined our instruments with observation of animal behavior? What if elephant movements, dog anxiety, and bird flight patterns became additional data points in disaster preparedness? Ancient cultures trusted animal warnings. Medieval farmers watched their livestock. We shouldn't dismiss millennia of observation just because we can't fully explain the mechanisms yet. The 2004 tsunami taught us a painful lesson. Animals survived while humans perished. Perhaps it's time we started paying attention to what they're trying to tell us. Which animal's ability surprised you most? Have you ever witnessed unusual animal behavior before a storm or earthquake? Share your stories in the comments. Subscribe for more fascinating insights into animal behavior and the natural world. Because sometimes, the oldest wisdom is the most valuable.